coming with me. He is coming with me. I'm never letting this figure out of my sight. I have been waiting for this Marvel Legends figure for a very long time. I never thought we would get him in a wave when I started doing Power of X-Men. Well, our first run at podcasting when it was Generations of X, he was one of the characters that I just was obsessed with during the Krakoan age and was like, I want a Marvel Legends of him. And I was like, but there's no way. There's so many other characters that need to be done before him. There's absolutely no way we are going to get him. But today, Familia. And as you can tell, well, I don't know if you can see my address here, but I don't want you guys to see my address. But the authentic reaction. I literally just woke up at 11:30. I literally just woke up. I got a notification that he arrived. And I jolted downstairs. They're doing some work in my lobby, and I'm there, like barefoot in my underwear, running down. They're like, "Excuse me," and the workers are like, "Who lives in this brownstone?" And I'm like, "It's Fabian Cortez." Now I know it's some people say Fabian, other people say Fabian. I grew up in Miami, Cuban American. If there was anyone with that name, we called him Fabi. That was their nickname. So I say Fabian Cortez. That's how I say it. I know on the animated show it's Fabian. They kind of toggle back and forth everywhere here. It's rumored that Chris Claremont named him after Fabian Nicieza, who is, of course, a famous X-Rider. It was apparently like a slight jab, if you know the character. It's kind of a slight jab, but I don't know. That's just a rumor, so don't hold me to it. But I say Fabian Cortez, so we'll call him just Cortez, or the Power, as his mutant name is, because his mutant power is that he elevates other people's mutant abilities. Holy frack! Oh, it's really him. Oh, it's really him. Oh my god. Oh, I got nervous there. Does he have a little smudge? It would be my luck. Just like with Gambit, that he'd have a smudge. But he does not have a smudge. Oh, I know this is such a little thing, but let's see if the camera picks it up. But right there on his V, I don't think it's picking it up. Right there, the corner, right there, the V. There's a little paint app missing. It's fine. I ordered another one. I ordered another one. I just love him so much. Oh gosh. Although I love that the only image of him is from Strife's files. That seems to be the only image that people use of him. He's appeared simultaneously. He has appeared in a lot of X-Men stories and not enough X-Men stories. I'm so excited. Now, who was the reviewer who posted? I want to say it was MCU Collector. I'm pretty sure it was MCU Collector because I love their channel so much. Great reviewer. Go check out MCU Collector. He reviewed this figure, but he posted a question in his review. Did anyone want this character? And I'm like, me! I do! I wanted him! He's been one of my top wants for Marvel Legends for a very long time. Now, he's not a very popular character. Let's just get that out in the open. This is a very niche character right there. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh, look at that face. He looks so evil. Unlike Paige, he didn't get the multiple heads or power effects that are very specific to him. But you know what? These power effects look really nice. I know we've seen these power effects before, but you know what? I appreciate the update look to them a lot. Maybe they haven't been updated, but this is the first time I'm holding them like this. They're a little bit more translucent, a little bit more gooey. Pew pew pew. They look so good. I really very much love these power effects, much like how I very much love Cortez. Okay, here's that other leg for Genocide or Nemesis. Yeah, so he's an acolyte of Magneto. And Cortez is from Spain. He's Spanish. And he believes himself to be of Spaniard royalty, though there's a big question mark on that. He has like the really clever insight. If you are reading a Fabian, I'm trying to get him out because it's cave while trying to tell a meaningful story here. Let's get him out. First. Comes from a very affluent family in Spain, but he was very smart enough early on in his life to realize that money wasn't everything, and that his family wealth did not mean it was his own personal successes. Like he was just born into this privilege. And when he found out he was a mutant, he was so excited. But then he found out that his mutant ability was to enhance the abilities of others. So he thought to himself, well, let me find someone with a great ideology and give them my power to sort of enhance their voice, and I can leave my mark in the world. So that's how he became an acolyte of Magneto. But of course, he is a very deliciously evil and delusional villain. And he's gone toe to toe with Exodus before. Exodus, who was another acolyte of Magneto and would go on to be part of the Quiet Council in Krakoa, and a character. I don't even know if you can hear me. My God, look at this cape. I'm going to have to get scissors. I'm going to have to get scissors. Has anyone had this issue before with Legends? That like, I'm sure I've had this issue before, but just never noticed it because I was never unboxing. But like, I don't want the cape to get like scuffed as I'm trying to get him out. I'm like, this is my favorite Legend ever. And a lot of you are like, wow, wow, Paul. Okay, woo, got him out. That was really difficult, unnecessarily difficult. There he is. So yeah, so he would fight with Exodus. He would fight with Magneto. Magneto would kill him in, was it Dark Seduction? Magneto Dark Seductions. And then he would be resurrected during Necrotia by Selene. And then he would appear again with the Upstarts, a team he was part of. They reassembled during X-Men Disassembled. And then he went on to be part of the Six on Krakoa in the Sword Book, where they all would put their powers together. By your powers combined. I love him so much. I love him so much. It literally woke up and I was like, I got him. There's no way I'm going to wait. Wait, so I have to hit record now so I can just play with him. Oh my goodness. This is a character that, again, I think it's really telling about like the kind of character he is. I think on one hand, like I said, he's so deliciously evil. He's evil. There's very little redemption for him, and the writers, especially like Cy Spurrier, kind of leaned into that with like Onslaught Revelations and his run during Krakoa. Oh, right there, look at him. Look at him. He's just like a one-note villain, but I think if you've been studying the character over the years since his debut in Jim Lee, Chris Claremont, X-Men #1, you've seen that he's a well-rounded, fleshed out character. I have to tell you, I cannot believe we have him. Look, obviously he's known for his ponytail. Now, I do see a lot of people recreating the shot where he's holding Cyclops' visor and like purposely blasting it. That's actually from X-Men Forever, but X-Men Forever Volume 2, not X-Men Forever 1. X-Men Forever Volume 2 is an alt-world story. If Claremont had never left the X-Men back during the Jim Lee days, what his story would have been. So that's where that panel comes from. Oh my gosh. Look at him. I can't believe we have him. I cannot believe we have him. I'm going to switch out his hands. I have Magneto here too. I have the X-Men 97 Magneto that I'm going to pose with him really quickly. But yeah, Amelia, when I tell you I have been dying for this figure, I have been dying for this figure. I am so excited. Oh gosh. It's curious to me that they did him before Exodus, that they did him before Frenzy, that they did him before Amelia Vogt. I mean, again, there were just so many other acolytes that they could have done before that were fan favorites. And listen, we can sit here, people can sound off in the comments. We can get into a conversation that Hasbro is just getting you to buy and and wait for the next one. So that's fine. I don't care. I benefited. I have benefited from this. Look at the deco. Look at the deco. He looks like he's right straight out of a Jim Lee comic. He looks like he's straight out of the 90s. Look at him. Must have. Not that I'm being biased. He's not a must have. Listen, I can be a crazy Cortez fan. That is fine. However, I can still be objective. I can still be objective. You need him for this bath part. You absolutely need him for this bath part. But if you unless you're doing an acolyte display, I think you can skip out on him. I don't know why you would. Why would you buy him? Buy him in dozens. I hope he doesn't become a peg warmer. Oh my goodness, he looks so good. Do we even you see the problem? And I'm curious about like Familia, what you guys at home think. Are, do peg warmers still exist? Again, my targets are the Jersey City one here in Hoboken, and there's one in Miami in the Grove that they just opened. It's like a micro Target, even though it's huge. I think it's bigger than the Target in Jersey City. However, I don't see, I mean, because these are high traffic areas, I don't really see peg warmers anymore. So I'm just curious, are there peg warmers left? Because, like, I know this is a fan channel exclusive, so we're not going to see him at Target, but the GameStop, I go to the GameStop in Jersey City Mall. Could he be a peg warmer there? I don't know. I don't see peg warmers anymore. Is what I'm saying. Whether it's Target, whether it's GameStop, whether the distribution of the figures. That's why when I went to Ollie's, my first and only time I've been to Ollie's, like 2 years ago, I was so surprised to see the Age of Apocalypse wave there, the wave two. I was like, are you serious? I'm like, are you serious? Oh, he's so good. Look at the details. Look at the details right there. He looks great. Hasbro, le comí. Hasbro, like, come on, guys. Bad word, bad word. I think the algorithm like pushes me down if I say bad words. He's perfect. Him, Marrow, Husk, Age of Apocalypse Gambit were the ones I wanted so much, and Genocide are the ones I wanted the most from this wave. Okay? I have another one of him already pre-ordered with Big Bad Toy Store. I wanted this figure. Oh, whoa, he's sassy. I love that. He's very stiff. I love the paint abs. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Our friend of the podcast, Jason, aka Nerd Alert, was Cortez at San Diego Comic-Con a couple years ago. And I was there and I like latched onto his leg crying because I loved his cosplay so much. It's a perfect figure. Perfect. Here he is for comparison next to the Marvel vs. Capcom Cable. As you can tell, he looks good next to him. Fun fact, Fabian is supposed to be 6'5", so he would be a little bit, I don't know off the top of my head, Cable's height. That's how obsessed I am with this character. I'm telling you, if it wasn't Nate Gray, Cortez probably would be the icon for Power of X-Men. I was very disappointed in this figure. I got some fun comments about my disappointment with this figure. But like, the thing is, Familia, of course there's a figure out there for everyone. Of course people are going to like this figure over someone else. That's okay. That is the beauty of the collecting. I think there is a responsibility to have to be somewhat honest with your feelings here. Much like, I love this figure. For me, this is a slam dunk figure. If we do a top 10 Marvel Legends list again, and I'm probably going to have to compromise with Flink about this. Flink will not let me put this as number one, because rightfully so, I think Paige Guthrie should get it. However, that being said though, I love Cortez so much. And this figure to me hits all the right notes. But for some people, they'll be like, I just want the bath part and I'm getting rid of this figure. Why did we need him? And that's okay. That is okay. Look how great he is. Here he is next to Paige, which I think Paige is, again, as I've said, I think Paige represents the best of Marvel Legends. So how would I order them so far? This is all subject to change for the final ranking video. Okay. All right. Number 4 would be Wolverine. And by the way, Wolverine, he did wear this costume. Someone was educating me, and I'm so glad. I always love being educated. He wore this costume in Chuck Austin's X-Men, which we have covered that run. And it's so funny because I was pulling a panel from them, like, oh yeah, he's wearing that there. And the reason why he has this costume is because there was a larger Marvel initiative. I didn't know this. The larger Marvel initiative that they wanted a uniformed look for Wolverine. So in X-Men Evolution, Ultimate X-Men, the covers of Extreme X-Men, and Uncanny X-Men, that's why he's wearing this costume. Why wouldn't they just keep the Morrison costume, though? That was your flagship title. That makes no sense to me. Makes zero sense to me, but that's why we see different variations of this costume in the Ultimate Universe and X-Men Evolution. Again, Ultimate and X-Men Evolution, he started off with a different costume. Not a video about Wolverine. Wolverine's number 4. Number 3 is Gambit, Age of Apocalypse Gambit. Oh my gosh. My heart is telling me that Cortez is number 1. However, because I am being objective here, because I will not let my emotions overrule like being objective and talking about what objectively is. I'm going to give Cortez number 2 and Paige number 1. Again, but very slight. Paige gets a little bit more because again, the skin fleshy accessory is unique to her. She came with multiple heads. She represents the best that Hasbro can deliver for a C-list character, giving her the A-list treatment. But if this was if this was just my heart speaking, I would put Cortez number 1. Oh, guys, this figure, along with the Mafex Nate Gray, this figure, along with Marrow, these are the figures I have been waiting for. My most anticipated ever. I am so happy with this. Familia, I'm so happy. That's it. All right, Familia, leave your thoughts below on this figure, on how perfect he is. He, of course, was in the animated series. That's where I got to know him. My introduction for him was in the animated series. We initially thought that he was voiced by Lawrence Bain, but he actually was not voiced by Lawrence Bain. He was actually voiced by Jeffrey Max Nichols, who has passed, unfortunately, God rest. But we initially thought it was Lawrence Bain when we did an interview with him, but we later found out that he wasn't voiced by him. It was just a mistake. You know, these voice actors, they come in and they do multiple roles, and 30 plus years later, they're like, which one did I voice again? It's perfect. All right, Familia, ring that notification bell, hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of Power of X-Men. Drop your feels on him below. Whatever your feels are, it's okay. You don't like him, it's fine. If you don't like this ponytail, it's fine. It's not my fault that you have no taste. I love him so much. I can't believe we have him. I'm literally so excited this morning. I have to go down to Miami tomorrow. He's coming with me. He is coming with me. I'm never letting this figure out of my sight. I just can't believe we have him. I am so happy.